Well, I still got some COD 4 gameplay left from my last commentary, and I thought I would use it for this video just to get rid of it. Now, I want to really talk about the expectation of single-player games these days, or story mode is what most modern gamers seem to be calling it. I really want to talk about how important the gameplay department for single-player is. I personally don't like how single-player these days seem to be the definitive game mode to play if you want a story-driven experience. And I have said that many times that I'm cool with the storyline in my single-player games, but the thing is, it seems like most people who play these games are really expecting that. It's pretty sad since, you look a lot of the NES games back then, or DOS games, most of the single-player stuff wasn't really story-driven at all, but it was very focused on the gameplay. That's one thing I feel like this industry really needs to focus back again, and I will explain what I mean by this. Now, I know developers these days are aware that gameplay is important for single-player, but let's take a look at the brand new Wolfenstein trailer. It's totally targeted for the people who are more into the story-driven experience, since most of the trailers are pretty much showing off the story of the single player rather than the gameplay. I totally dig them all, but man, it's sad that these type of games never really show off the fun stuff. I always feel like it would be good to see these type of games show off the gameplay, because nowadays I feel like people look at multiplayer to the gameplay driven mode. Look at the Call of Duty multiplayer reviews. They always make it look awesome just to capture people's interest in buying them. I feel like Halo 4 or the new Wolfenstein game could have done the same for single player. Man, I would love to see a montage of the weapons in Wolfenstein, since they're fun to watch when I have access to the videos, but I wish there's more stuff to be shown. And it's really sad, like, it seems if you want to see cool gameplay videos, it's always focused on multiplayer. Like, Halo 4 decided to show off all the cool gadgets with multiplayer gameplay and never really used the single player component for it. I love story-driven single-player games. Single-player overall is always an experience about immersion, and let's face it guys, story will make it more immersive. It gives you a reason to care about the setting you're in and the characters that you will see and experience. I know there's developers that do try to show off more of the single-player stuff without rubbing the story in your face, but I feel like we're going to a movement where single-player experiences are really trying to be more cinematic, and the multiplayer will be the gamer friendly type of content. It's pretty sad, since you guys know I make Halo 1 montages and I really show off the cool things you can do in that game to make people realize how deep Halo 1 is as a single player game. But then again, it's not just montages. My gameplay do show the cool stuff of single player games too, like in Doom 2, where I always have creative routes thrown in, or my Quake 2 route videos that I make. Sorry guys, I ran out of gameplay footage, so it cut off very early. But as I was saying, I make Quake 2 route videos to really show off the heavy replay value of the game. If you guys experienced all of that with me, you know single player games can be very gamer friendly to the everyday gamer, but for some reason developers don't really want to push that. At the end of the day, I really hope to see more developers trying to show off the creativity or the fun factor of single player games within the gameplay department instead of the storyline. I mean, I totally, think story is always going to be awesome in these type of games, but I really wish developers would focus more on the gameplay, because let's face it, it's really the thing that makes you want to play a game, not really the story at the end of the day.